Hey guys, how's it going? Alcoholic Babe on screen here, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. And this is where my journey is so far at AR45 now. So what happened from last video to this one was quite a bit of changes. I want to say that from adventure rank 40 to 45, it was before patch 1.1. There was a lot of like sort of not much happening anymore. But then I did stock up like a bunch of Mora and EXP cards. What I did was essentially just did a bunch of ley lines and money things for the preparation of level 45 and 50 essentially down the road. So 40 to 45 I didn't really have much going on. I didn't really go artifact chasing. The main reasons were because that the world map and from other people who were much higher AR ranked from me was that they were like saying, oh, you get like guaranteed yellow artifacts from domains, and then you get like yellow materials from the domains as well for the weapon ascension materials, and like yellow books. So what I sort of did was basically at 40 to 45 was mostly just do ley lines, money, and EXP cards, and some of the bosses for the characters I needed for their ascension material, and also killed enough of them for the characters I want in my party for practically forever, I guess. And I didn't really go after artifact sets. Artifact sets was more like 35 to 40, just getting like the purple versions. And then the yellow drops were like really abysmal sort of at like 40, so I didn't really do them. And I stopped doing them and then started doing after, money and EXP. Because there was a huge like money power problem and like lots of EXP problems. And I didn't want to buy it off of like the shop and whatever and use swipe plastic or whatnot, because some people have done that and whatnot, but I'm just trying to minimize as much as of that I can. The last banner was Klee. I rolled a lot of that banner, the Klee's banner. I ended up getting her in one constellation of her, but honestly that doesn't really matter too much because she wasn't part of the composition or the party that I was looking for. She is really strong. It's mostly like a DPS cannon is what Klee is, but I only rolled it because there was Noelle in there and Sucrose, but then like I ended up rolling a lot of Xingqiu, and I didn't really know how to use this dude at first, and then I found out he's a really strong support, so I actually swapped Sucrose out of my party now, so she's no longer in there. Same with Zhongli, she's practically gone now, and everybody's been replaced by Xingqiu. So Xingqiu is kind of like a main like support in my party now, and because like I rolled like C6 on him from that banner, which is crazy. Reasons being I rolled all this is because I didn't roll anything on the Venti banner. I saved all my rolls for the Klee banner, and then I rolled like the Klee banner like a shit ton of times, and I got the C6 Xingqiu. And then I got like C4 on like Sucrose, so that didn't even work out all the way. And Noelle got C6 as well from that same banner from Klee. So these two characters are quite literally back to back my strongest characters right now. Xingqiu with this swords on, it just makes Noelle's DPS go crazy through the roof. But then how my party operates right now is that Kaya is a battery, and Beidou is just for survival and like elemental reaction effects and giant wide swing. Beidou's gonna be pretty much in my party forever. I'm hoping to roll on this banner as well, her up to C6. I did save whatever remaining I had after I got Xingqiu and Noelle to C6 for this banner. It wasn't enough. I actually had to swipe like twice for this banner just to try and get Child, because I actually wanted Child in my party, or Tartaglia, or Tagliatelle, however you want to call him. He could be a noodle dish. So I ended up getting Tartaglia, and obviously in the very first video I said I was also aiming for Zhongli down the road, which I probably won't have enough by the time he comes, so might have to swipe a little bit on that as well. And that's practically going to be my party essentially put together. So eventually I'm going to replace Kaya with Tartaglia here. I'm pretty sure, like, looking at Tartaglia's like talents, I haven't really played him yet, but like he looks like a crazy DPS lord. I don't really know if I'm going to roll more of his constellations, honestly, but I'm going to be rolling more of that later just to try and get Beidou up to constellation 6 if possible, because I have her in my party and she's like my most used character since forever. Kaya is like, be nice to get some of his constellations, but honestly I don't know how much longer he might be in my party. But he is my battery charger right now, so I'm using like an artifact set of Exile for the 4 set bonus, and he's using a critical helm. And what this does is like basically with a sacrificial sword as well. So Kaya's inherent traits are also like energy recharge, and details you'll look at his recharge is like 212%. Practically when I use like the ice blast on like a group of enemies like twice or whatever, he's already full energy. And then when he uses his Q, everybody else gets charged up as well. Beto's like energy swing as well also helps with that as well. And then since I got the constellation, I now have a lightning shield as well or something. Yeah, I get a lightning shield when I turn on her Q as well. So I've got a lightning shield, then I've got the Noelle's breastplate shield, and then I've got the water sword shield. So my team is just like a crack load of shields. And if I had like constellations on Kaya here, he'd have his frost shield as well at C4. So you know, you'd have a shield of like almost every element, and the team would just be like indestructible. There's just so many shields. And then she's got block as well. So I actually rolled the sacrifice sword as well in the last banner. Unfortunately I only got like rank 1 on it. This sword I'm going to be using for quite a while. Eventually I want to switch it over to like a different sword, probably like the Black Cliff Slasher, which is actually Beto's concept art sword. This thing just gets more powerful when you kill something, and right now it's on the shop for the Star Glitter, which is pretty obtainable, so I might actually have this at rank 3 or something. I haven't really decided on if I want to blast the rest of it into that sword. But that attack increase looks pretty insane, and the substat of crit damage looks really enticing because of the artifact set I have running on Beto. So the artifact set I have running on Beto is essentially the Overloaded set, or the Thundering Fury. So eventually if I'm able to roll up to C6 on this, that damage will go up exponentially, lower their electro resistance, and then this amplifies the damage up the other way. And then if I can get crit somehow by a little bit on her weapons, then I can get that crit damage up super duper high on this, because her crit rate's only like 16% right now. So if I put this sword on as well, this will be like a wild amount of crit damage, because I think this goes up to like 50 or 60%. So, you know, and then you look at the Tide Collar, for instance. This is the counter swing. If we bring this up, I still have to level this up 2 more times. It'll go 304% per hit. It charges ticks twice. So this goes up to like 608% plus the base damage. It's almost like a 1000% multiplier. You're looking at 10x damage from one swing. That sounds crazy to me. And then like if you got the... Well, if you got this sacrifice sword, you can possibly do it twice. Like if you swing the sword into like a group of enemies, like 6 of them, well, that single hit will roll 40% like 6 times. So out of 6 times, there's a very high chance it's gonna refresh, and then you can swing again or whatever, or have a secondary block, even against bosses too. Sometimes you make that mistake, and then you get that random refresh that occurs with that 40% chance rate, and then you can swing it again. So that's another reason why I have it, and also because of the energy recharge. Because with the energy recharge, she gets her ult faster, and obviously with her ult up, you get more damage reduction by 26% while it's on, which also helps with like the shield that Noelle has, so that once that's on, I can swap over to Noelle and she can just start swinging the sword wildly without really caring, since the damage reduction is so high on top of the shields that are granted. And to further boost that even higher is with Xingqiu's ult to turn on these swords that last as extra damage, and his Q as well gets busted up when the ult is on due to constellations that I have on him. It does like 50% more damage, so half of this, it's like almost a 14k hit just from using this skill from 2 hits. So it's like a 6-8k or whatever, kind of like that. And then as well, the 4 swords that are alive, it causes a damage reduction by 26%, and I think it allows for 4 hits or something, because when the sword explodes, the character that is out gets healed due to his constellations. Where is it? So here, it's part of his ascension talent. So right here, when a rain sword is shattered or when its duration expires, it regenerates the current character HP based on 6% of Xingqiu's max HP. So 6% of his health goes into whoever's character, so it's sort of like a partial shield heal. And it also causes the water effect, which also works well with Beto as well, so I can cause electro charge and lightning chains all over the place. And if not, if I don't have lightning, then I use ice to freeze CC the enemy, and then they can just peg him with both Xingqiu or Kaya. And Kaya can constantly charge everybody else, so you can keep slashing them. And if I need to break them out of the CC, then I use Noelle or use Beto, essentially. Noelle essentially is not really main DPS here. She's more like stand-in burst DPS after everybody else is awake. So how it goes is generally Kaya and Beto charge up everybody else. Xingqiu sort of comes in to throw his ult and his E, which is a huge burst. And then most of his damage, the one thing I don't actually know about Xingqiu's ult here, the damage, the sword rain damage is 81.4%. I don't know if this crit rate bleeds over to the other characters, but I'm pretty sure it does. So why I have these stats on him is like crit rate, so that those swords, when they're on, they have a higher chance to crit and do bonus damage with whichever character is on. I also want to raise his energy recharge as well, and his artifacts are also the Noblesse Oblige, because this is pretty insane. You turn that on, it increases his elemental burst damage, so I don't know if that's when the explosion, but I'm pretty sure this assists the sword's damage. And then the 20% attack, so basically I turn that on, use his E, set up the swords, switch over to Noelle. Noelle gets that 20% attack bonus, smack an enemy 4 times with a white blind and get that 42% bonus damage and defense, and then turn on the Q and then hit up to about 4,000 attack or something like that. It goes up to like 4.4k attack essentially when it's fully buffed up in that sense. And then you start nuking the enemies for about like 5k a hit non-crit, 5 to 9k a hit. And then if the shield explodes while your shield is on, or you just take enough damage while swinging at it, that's extra DPS due to her constellation of invulnerable to be cleaned or whatever, 400% of the attack. So it's pretty much like a 15k spike, 9k to 15k spike, and if it crits, then it'll be really, really good. In terms of the artifacts though, I'm trying to change this into a gladiator feather. I preferably don't want the gladiator set on her because it sort of falls off really hard, and I'm actually preferably wanting to way down the road kind of thing, go to Guyan Stone Forest and go after the retracing bolide set, because that shield strength is probably kind of really important on top of the additional attack while it's on. It's mainly because like I've reached this new level now of the world at 45, and some of the monsters and bosses are starting to hit really hard, and the shields just aren't working out as strong as before. Bosses like Tartaglia, I sort of actually just styled on Child and just sort of wiped them out because I have so many shields on my party. But I'm pretty sure at the rank 50 challenge, it'll be kind of rough. But we'll see. And then, like, you know, there's gonna be more other raid bosses down the road too. So I do want to refine that set into defense, or refine it more into rather than just pure attack power. The reasons being is this 2-piece set effect is kind of really mediocre, like 18% bonus off her base attack. That's really not that much because her base attack is only like 617. So that's like almost 20%. So 10%, 10%, 60, 60. That's like 120 attack only. It's really meh for what it is, like 18% versus like 35% more shield strength, which I'm sure applies to her breastplate. Don't really know yet, haven't really fully explored it, but otherwise, like this would be much more powerful, like by a third. 35%, 272 of the def plus 1565 is very, very high. It's almost like 3x her defense plus 1.5k, so that's 3 times her defense is almost like 4500 def on top of the 1.5, so it's like a 6k extra health barrier. And then I don't know how the applications of damage are applied to it when damage reductions are on. I don't know if damage is calculated after reduction or if it's before reduction, because if it's before reduction and then the damage bleeds through, then the shield might not be as strong as I'd hoped. But if damage reductions counts in before it counts into the shield's health, very different form of application there. That means the shield is much, much, much stronger. And then if I get the retracing bolide on her with the correct stats that I want, then Noelle will be extremely powerful, because all I really need out of that retracing bolide set is that I need a goblet. Yeah, I need a goblet that has geo damage bonus in there. That is a very high must for what I need for it. And then the hourglass or the sands can be attack or defense, doesn't really matter, either one. And then the helm should be like crit rate or crit damage or something like that, possibly crit rate, because I want the damage to go exceedingly high when she's actually on field, but right now I don't really have that. It's only on defense. I was preferably going to put one of these circlets that have elemental, those one-piece circlets or whatever. I don't think I have any. Oh, the one-piece like tiaras, because like they have sort of like their own resistance. So with that in mind, those are pretty much the artifacts and like where my party's at currently. This sword, not gonna really be replaced. This sword, which is from the battle pass, actually glad I took this one. This will stay on Xingqiu probably forever, because this can also help him sustain himself, so he can just be on the field regenerating while waiting for cooldowns kind of thing. Beidou eventually most likely will swap out this sword for something else. Noelle, this is her best in slot weapon. I had to do some math with somebody on stream because we wanted to figure out the conclusiveness of how good this thing is, and this is like the freebie sword that you get in the game from bosses. This is practically like the best weapon I can literally find for her, unless there's something else coming down the road. Even the 5-star ones don't really help her out as much. It's because of this defense stat here, essentially. Really boosts her entire toolkit together, so it's really, really powerful. There's not really much to argue or deny about it. I don't really want to go over this on here. If you figure out how the game mechanics work, you'll understand why this sword is practically like the best for her at the moment. This energy recharge is just insane for Kaya. Just like 2 shots, and I got it to rank 5 because I was rolling a bunch of like weapons trying to get the sacrifice sword, and then it just rolled this. And 4 stars are generally relatively easy to get. Main character, I do want him back in the party or like for Spiral Abyss eventually. I'm actually just trying to turn him into a physical damage beast. So hopefully I'm able to get more of these prototype ranker swords, and then I was gonna fit his like all his artifact sets to have physical damage bonus, because I feel like physical damage bonuses are really, really high scaling for some reason, and then if you just super conduct enemies and then you just start wailing at them, probably just start deleting them super fast. And then Tartaglia, I have the Wanderer Troop set. I don't actually know if this is the best set for him. It seems like it. Because like charge attack damage and 35%, and then his talents somehow like work with marking enemies and then blowing up those marks. Not really sure yet, because I just got him and I haven't really had much resources put into him or anything, or even to get the artifacts up. And I can't even like fully ascend him. I have this 4-star bow that I just rolled recently to rank 2. That increased normal attack damage by 50% sounds absolutely nutty. I don't know if this is like super powerful on him. It's just a theory for now. But this is I'm assuming it probably boosts his melee stance as well, because those are normal attacks with charged attacks. So 50% more on top of that sounds wild. So it might decrease aim shot by 10%, but that's kind of pointless considering the Wanderer Troop set increases my charged attack by 35%. So yeah, this is probably kind of busted for... Also, it looks like it matches him too, so this might actually be the weapon for him. I don't really know if I want to try rolling for the 5-star bow that's in the banner right now, because I don't really know what it does. Skyward Harp of Memory of Dust. I can't really even check the details on this thing, can I? Yeah, I can't even click this and see what the hell it does. I have to like go search a wiki page or something. In any case though, not really sure if I want to roll that, or because like I'm like 17 rolls away on this one from a pity roll, and the pity roll is like guaranteed 5-star. I might just wait until Zhongli comes out for that, and then roll it on Zhongli's banner when he comes with his weapons or whatever, and actually get the spear I want for Zhongli. I do have a 5-star spear currently, but I feel like that current 5-star spear might not actually even work out too well with Zhongli's usage. So we'll see when that comes. But other than that, it's saving up for that after I try and roll C6 for Beidou here. And if I can get that, then pretty much all set. It's just powering up artifacts and chasing RNG dungeons after that. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to the update. And I think from 45 and onwards now, it's just running talent books and running the artifact sets all to yellow up until 50. And then 50 is ascend all the characters. Some of these characters already have the materials like all set. Just missing like one more of this skill here. I'm pretty sure I have enough crystals to craft that up already. And then just looking to at least like power up these main characters that I'm gonna have on for a while. Because Xingqiu is definitely really powerful support. Noelle, face tank like DPS, but overall, I've thought this out where my party essentially works in synergy. No character shines out by themselves. All 4 of them have to work together and work out really, really well together. I think Child might outshine like a few of them in terms of just damage output, but I still need to swap to my other characters to make him even more powerful. And most of the time, like Xingqiu is like support, which will help Child. Noelle can still be shield and stand in and heal the party, especially when Child's doing DPS or needs help. Beidou can help block or return attacks and give that spike damage that'll be much higher than characters periodically rather than always on the field. And that's it. So yeah. Other than that, I also rolled the Luke. I don't really use Chad Luke, but you know, Chad Luke is like really powerful. If you have him, you should probably just throw everything that has to do with attack on him. I'm pretty sure the Luke is like super DPS. Why does he have a bird? Anyways, that's Chad Luke. Okay, so if I rolled him earlier, I probably would have attuned my party way differently, but I rolled him so late by like the 3rd banner. And I think he was given as a pity roll before I rolled Child. So Ningguang might mess around with it later. Dionia, I don't really know or what to do. Got Fischl today on stream. Lisa I don't really use. Barbara I don't really use, and people think it's crazy, but I'm like, I don't know. Sucrose might bring her back in if like somehow I roll her up to like C6. Just because of this bonus elemental damage, and then give her the viridescent veneer set, the wind set to lower enemy res by even more. And you can like exponentially increase damage up very, very high. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
알아보겠느냐? 이 순간은 영원하게 얌전히 있어. 얼어붙어라. 즉시 성급. 눈 깨뜨린 거 잘 봐.
제게 맡기세요. 레이드의 예정을 주의하겠습니다. 따라잡을 수 있어.
이 순간은 영원. 얼어붙어라.
상냥하게 대해줄 테니 걱정 마.
이건 어때? 영원하게.
꽤 강력하군.
제우라! 바위의 무게는 사람을 안심시켜.
나쁘지 않아? 형편없군.
전원 귀향한다.
아직 제 도움이 필요한 사람이 있어요.
얌전히 있어.
제법이 성격도
얌전히 있어.
빗줄기를 그리긴 어려운 법. 즉시성.
제법이군.
얌전히 있어.
이게 페스타.
이건 어때?
모두 상처.
감기 조심. 얼어붙어라.
도망칠 것은 없어.
서두르자. 열어. 제우유호. 장미부터. 크게 뜨거지.
이제부터